Yep, because I've listened to quite a bit of rock music over the history. It's come from punk in the 90s, 80s and such, but even today's modern society, I like quite a lot of rock music, yes. Yes, because if I have to be honest, if you would see me day-to-day basis, I do wear a lot of boots, hoodies, beanies, but quite a lot of dark clothing, I will be honest. Today's not a good example, but yeah, I do wear quite a lot of sort of punk wear and rock wear, I'll be honest. Band t-shirts like Metallica, Rolling Stones, Nirvana, yeah, I do. No, actually not, because my parents were born in India and were raised down there. They used to listen to the whole Bollywood, like, theme songs, stuff like that. And with me, I think, if I have to be honest, I discovered it through TV, MTV. I think that's how I lived it through. So the first probably rock bands I ever listened to was Blink-182 and Linkin Park. Although now they're a bit much, but that's probably where it started. So it was TV for me, MTV especially. Yes, because there are particular bands that actually, they have political views. So for example, Rage Against the Machine, I think, not Rage Against the Machine, it was one of those bands. One of the actual singers went for a politician act in America somewhere, but also there's another band called Rise Against. Lyrics down there, they always talk about so many topics, always saving against bullies, even from teenage views to adult views and how you view general life. Bands like those do influence how I see society and a lot of things. Quite a bit, I have to be honest, because I think a lot of people can say when they've had their moments of being in the gutter, pretty much, and they've listened to music and it brings up. Yeah, I've had that moment. I think for me, probably one of the biggest bands' influences probably Def Havana. They've always been a huge influence for me. Quite a bit. I listen to it in the morning, in the afternoon, just walking home, anytime I have spare time. And even if I'm doing homework, because it weirdly gives me better concentration now and again. I guess from an idea of boredom, but as well, it kind of sort of, it gives a bit of interesting personality and then it becomes a bit of a hobby. That's how I've seen it. So you sort of just listen to it. You don't even realise that you listen to it sometimes and you're like, oh, it's playing in the background. I know that band. I'm like that. I just listen to it for the hell of it sometimes and just to amuse me.